Hi everyone, and welcome to round 4 of the National Trophy British Cycling CX, which took place at Clanfield on uh, Saturday the 7th and Sunday the 8th of December. Proper CX conditions, and for those that watch my videos, you might know that I'm not riding because I broke my rib about a week and a half ago in training. So John Wheeler was offered to offered. I asked him to carry the camera on his bike, and we managed to get it onto his bike so we could have a video of the race, which looked epic. I was in the pits all race, and a bit further forward is Richard Lewis, who I was pitting for, and yeah, it was a great vantage point from the pits, but it'll be great to see this from the camera view because it was muddy, it was slippery, it was skiddy, there's running, it was technical, it was Clanfield in the mud. So I've not watched this video, so let's just see what happens. Everyone's getting ready. A good turnout in V40s, and really good to see lots of Wessex League riders from V40s who entered. So yes, there's loads, which is brilliant. We had Paul Lloyd, Andrew Lansley, Andy Gardner. Who else? I'm just looking down. James Alloway, uh, Pete Boostrad. Who else? I'm just looking at the list. Tim Dool, Nicholas Charlton Smith, Rich Warner, Jamie Plum, Rob Ditcham, Richard Lewis, Jorge Ribeiro, Manso. Nice to see you back. John Wheeler, Matt Smith, Paul Morris, Paddy Ashcroft, Miles Thomas, Aaron Barry. Wow, we had a lot. Matt Heathcote, Martin Richardson. Good to see you back, Martin. Richard Tucker, Chris Castle, Ian Keary, Rob Ford, Tim Lawn. So cracking. The race looks like it's about to start. So let's see what happens. It's gonna go straight forward and then turn left, and off we go. There's Miles Thomas on the right in the Hansling kit. I don't know who. There's Ian Keary in the Palmer Velo kit. Hard, fast start and so slippery. So let's see if everyone stays on. Wow, it's going tight for that. Well done, John, for holding that line and straight up this climb, which was impossible to ride up later on. Well done. A few people have managed it. And look at that. Look at that mud, slippy. Oh, there's Jamie Plum charging through there. Everyone's charging. He's going to jump on. No, Jamie's still running. That's Richard Tucker running. Okay, and whoa, look at that congestion. Jorge's running. Nice skills. Wow, and still running. Oh, this is up and down the well, you can see what it is. Tricky. That's Rob Ditcham, who loves the mud. And Tim Dill sneaked in there. Well, this is a running race. Brilliant. Yeah. Chris Day, you'd have loved this if you'd done it. And finally, everyone's back on the bike. There's Paddy Ashcroft on the left, sorry. And whoa, what a superb, chaotic start. No crashes. So didn't see one, so that's good to see. And yeah, I've said it before. John's I think very skillful. So there's Ian Keary going by. He's got some watts in him. Skillful. So I thought that this would suit John, but you know it's a national field, so it's super tough. Yeah, this is so slippery. I saw loads of people come down here. I think in the under 16. Oh wow, 26 has got in there. And what a turn! Who's 26? That was brilliant. I thought that he's going to lose it. It's a bit like the Spanish rider. I can't remember his name. Who went in too deep, too fast, and then absolutely lost it. Took out half the field. Exaggeration, but that was a superb. I'm gonna have to find out who 26 is. That was brilliant. Who was that? 26, 26. Richard Morgan from Barrow Central Wheelers. Superb move, mate. That was fantastic. Right. Past pit one. V40s who are watching this race, you guys were lucky because when I pitted for my son at in the under 14s, oh nice skid there. I bet there's people running here. I wonder if John's running. Under 14s, it stopped raining for a good chunk of the afternoon. So the mud, as you can imagine, whoa, that was tricky. Oh, I'll come back to this story. This week in the ruts, this looked pretty horrendous watching this, and it got worse. It's a shame there wasn't cameras on the later bikes because it got much more slippery than this. Much more slippery than this. So yeah, that was still very slippery, but it got next level slippery. And what happened to the mud is it got sticky, and I was jet washing 5 kilos of mud off my son's bike every half lap, and you can see that's not happening here. It is muddy, but it's not. So Jorge's there. Who's that number? Is that? I can't see. Whoa, it's tight, and I think people are going to be getting off here because trying to cycle up here will be really hard. Whoa, was that? Are you still cycling, John? Well done. Jorge's running, but getting the grip here. Wow, fantastic turn as well. Tim Dill's running. He's a very good runner, and it's so tight here. Yeah, definitely. John's definitely cycling here, and if you can ride as fast and running, then you ride. But if you're a good runner, then run if you can. But you've got to know when the moment is to switch, which I personally miss that sometimes. Up the climb, and then we're going to come to the logs. I don't know if John does a front wheel lift or he runs. It'd be hard to see. Lots of people here are doing front wheel lifts. John did as well. I'm rubbish at that. I've got to learn how to do that better because you've got no choice here. Ian Keary goes by, taking the left line. Personally, I prefer the right line. I think you can go, it's less effort. And then this turn to the left, it's going to be a push up here. John hasn't got enough speed. Well done just for getting over there. And the off camber takes you into the posts, so you've got to really go left hard. Slippy turn to the right, and then try and keep some momentum. Well done, John. Nice one. And then we lost a bit there, and then over this hump, slippery, and then the course is going to go down to the left. Oh, and he wiped the screen. Well done, John. Brilliant, better than me. And this is a tight turn to the left. Well done for diving in there, and then it's over the humps. He's gone very right, which is not the best sometimes, but it looks like he's doing all right. Fantastic. 45. 45's always in there. Let's see who you can find who 45 is. 45. Jesse Baines, unattached. And that's Jorge in Venter, from Venter up ahead. And we're going to blast along the bottom of the course and up a bit, and then double back as you can see the riders coming back here. If there was ever a course for mud tyres and good pressure, this one is it. You really want good pressure and good grip here. 42, looking strong. Who's 42? David Stroll from London Dynamo. Welcome to Clanfield. And 39. Who's 39? 39. 39, 39. Paul Morris. I didn't know, Paul, you were fair and wheeler. Sorry, I didn't know that. This is the climb up the steps. We'll soon get to the top, and John will jump on his bike, and we'll be. Oh, he's still running. Okay. Wow, was it that slippery? So he's going. In fact, yes, it was, because we saw people running this whole route. It just became too difficult. Something about Clanfield mud. I was having a chat about this earlier on today. About how almost like the Inuit people who have, I don't know, 50 different words for snow. I'm sure that's an exaggeration. But we need that for mud, don't we, in CX? Because there are so many different types of mud. Clanfield mud, so slippery when it gets wet. Back on. I'm sure that was a lung busting run. Wow, a lot of people running along there. Let's see if John runs or cycles. If your wheel is just spinning, it is so demoralising. So obviously John's had good grip there. He's able to keep riding. This zigzag. Imagine the speed difference between this in the dry and in the mud. Slowly snaking your way across. There's the pits. John said after the race, he said thanks to everyone who shouted out and encouraged him. It was much appreciated, and there was good support all across the track on this biblically windy and wet day. Really tough conditions for everybody and the organisers. Up this climb, which is really slippery, you really need to get your rear wheel providing with grip, or it's going to be slipping. So up he goes, and I can tell you from having ridden that many times, when you get to the top there, your heart rate is pretty high, and then you're going down here towards the off camber. This is great to see, because I've not seen this at all. Slippery, and I imagine most people are not riding that. My son probably rode it because he's very good skills at doing stuff like this. And then you want to be on your bike for this. Hopefully you were, John. I'm sure you stepped onto your bike. Oh, what happened there? The front wheel came up. That was weird. How did that happen? It's just like you did a wheelie down the down the track. Anyway, I'm sure you tell me. And then along here for this awful climb, scramble up here, which I imagine got pretty slippy. Bike on your shoulder. Use those handholds or footholds. If you've got studs, great. If you don't, I hope you've got very good kind of aggressive grip, because it's tough. It's not as high a climb as it's been before, but then this is the next bit, which is the off camber, which got worse and worse all day, and John is still carrying his bike here. Some people scooted down the lower line. You could scoot the middle line too, but it was very, very tricky to do. I mean, I've not tried it. I found it hard to ride that in the dry, let alone these conditions. Oh, someone's bottle just gone rolling down there. And when you get to the top, there is a climb, which will short little incline, and then John will be back on the flat near where we started. There he is. So that's, since the bottom of the climb, you're climbing, running, carrying a bike. This is a heart rate. It'll be interesting to see a heart rate trace here, because it's just up. And normally you could ride up this. That's guy's riding. What's 50? Is that? I don't know if that's 50 or 58. If it's 50, it's John Finity. Is that? I can't. I think it's 50. Let's go for 50. Oh, Johnson to stop there, probably to dismount because he's getting no grip. And Paddy's going by. I think Paddy had a good race. I mean, it's just super hard to the quality of the field is always good in a national, isn't it? So well done all. Yeah, you need grip today. And 50, that is John Finnerty from Twickenham CC. Nice part of the world. I bet he cycles around Richmond Park a lot. Round the corner, and then along this bank. I think it was 2 years ago when it was even muddier. This bank was actually hard to cycle on. It was so muddy, it was so slippery. It was very tricky. Today it was fine. It wasn't like being in a mud bath. John's got past that chap. I've already forgotten his name. Whoa, nice skills, Paddy. Leg out. It does feel better, doesn't it? And this is the start-finish straight. That tree on the left, which was just there, well, it's not there anymore because it fell over in the evening. Most people watching this will know that because of the high winds. Sadly, the UCI races had to be cancelled, the juniors and the elites on Sunday, which is a very hard decision. But yeah, that tree falling down was a big part of that. John was one bike in it, so no pitting for John, which is one of the reasons why I asked him to have the camera on swipe, because we get to see the whole race like this, whereas a lot of people were pitting, so you only get to see some of it. It wouldn't have been possible. This definitely would have not been possible at later in the day. This was at 10:30, I think this race was, whereas when my son raced at 3:05, one bike was pretty much impossible. You would be pushing and carrying your bike. It wouldn't work because the mud was sticky. So, John, you raced at the right time. Down this lovely descent and around this corner, very slippy. What wasn't cancelled was the inter-regional races, which took place. So today's Sunday. They took place on Sunday. We had two races on Saturday. So the National Trophy race counted for the inter-regional riders, which were under 16 riders. Whoa, nice move, John. John's riding mud tyres, and they're obviously working well. Yeah, so the individuals were the trophy race for under 16s, 4 boys, 4 girls, and oh yeah, the guy's coming back. 4 boys, 4 girls, and this counted, and then there was another night race, circuit race, which took place in the evening, and then there was on the Sunday, after we had to rearrange the course to get out of the field with the where the trees were and just come to the lower fields, there was a skills race, which is a bit like Kickstart. If you ever remember Kickstart, where they had lots of obstacles, you had 20 kind of gates to get through, it was really tricky. I'd have been pants at it. And that, which is really nice to see. 88 riders, and you could just tell when they're having fun. They were just having fun, all their mates together, regions mixing, team managers, everyone encouraged each other. It was really good fun. So we had that on Sunday, and the other race we had was using. God knows how the points works, but it was one of those ones where uh, no, which is that? It's like the oh, I can't. One of the Belgian series, not Super Prestige, the other one, X something. Um, you end up with it's like a cumulative score, as if it's like a grand tour, cumulative time, and anyway, all of the results were used to work out a staggered time start, and based upon that, the interregional teams, so I think it was no, Yorkshire, I think, were the number one team at the start of the relay race, and then so on. There were staggered starts, and that was how the interregional race was run. And South won, which was fantastic because the lead changed so many times. I was just a marshal on the sidelines, and almost every lap there was a new leader. Um, so yeah, it was very exciting. So glad we managed to do that because everyone's come from Scotland, from Yorkshire, from North East, North West, East Midlands, West Midlands, London. That's it, easier, but still, everyone's made a big commitment, and I think it went really well. Um, so hope everyone enjoyed it. Sad the UCI couldn't happen, really sad, but there you go. You can't control the elements, can you? As the UCI in somewhere else got cancelled. Uh, Somewhere, I think near Spain, I can't remember where, but that got cancelled today as well. Anyway, John's running. He's going through the up and down bit, which everyone ran. I don't think I saw anybody ride it. Just wasn't possible. Maybe it was possible in the first race, but I doubt it. Well done to Helen Pattinson for running her race as well as being one of the key organisers. And John is up with Horgate. I wonder if you did a handsling round that post, John, because you certainly turned round sharply. I've not actually learnt how to do that. Many things I haven't learned how to do on a CX bike. And I think John's having a good race. We're quite lucky in that it's very sheltered. We're on the right side of the hill for the wind, so that worked out. That worked out well. Um, because if you went to the top of the hill, it was so windy, so windy. Um, but I've been to this season. I've been to Derby and I've been to Torbay, and it was great. I think that the organisers managed to put on. They had the area where there was the two food vans or three, and there was a marquee where you could go, and there were riders warming up on rollers, but also table and chairs just to sit down and relax out of the wind. There were also hot showers, so you can have a shower after the race um, and get clean, which is really nice. Changing rooms, which were supposed to be heated. I'm not sure if the heaters worked in the end. Plus all the gritty and the pressure washer people, AV Norwegian pressure washer, I think, which having used those pressure washers, they work really well. They were absolutely fantastic, and what we needed because everyone was pitting so much, so you need to get your bike ready within half a lap for your rider to come out, and they didn't need to work well. They worked really well. So thanks to them for sponsoring this. Right, John's gonna trudge up this hill again. Shall we relish this bit? and then he's round the corner, and is it going to be? Is he going to try anything different, or is he going to just go for the run, walk, jog? I think so. I think most people did that. The last race, the penultimate race of the day was the in the trophy series was the female under 16s, and I really felt I was saying on the off camera where they are, where John is now, and my goodness, they were suffering because their bikes were heavy, they'd carrying a lot of mud, and it was just a real slog through there. So well done, all of you who made it through there. That was tough. It took a lot of fortitude. And so John is, doing really well there. Jorge is gone for the. I reckon John is running up here because it's the shortest route, and you can't cycle that way. So he's gone for the run to try and get there. Jorge's taken a nice wide line, and he's done well there. Good power. And then it's the up and down bit. Oh, so slippy. So slippy. And draining. And you're probably thinking, how long do I have to last? How long is it, how many laps is it going to take? I see. I don't actually know how many laps it was. I was in the pits, so I just didn't really know what was happening. It was four laps and an out lap. So I reckon that is John's coming in to the end of his second lap. So halfway there. Let's see how long John raced for. He raced for 48:57. So it's a long one. And just to give you a comparison, Paul Lloyd, who won, he was incredibly strong. He finished in 39:32 with Adrian Lanzi 39:56, Lewis Craven 40. Well, that was a close finish. That was probably a bit of a sprint finish between Adrian and Lewis. And Andy Gardy, Andy Gardy 40:02. So just on the podium, nearly a Wessex League podium that was. And Paul Oldham 40:22. So nice close racing. And John's managed to catch up to Jorge. This is one of the nice things about racing. And look, he's taken a better line because he's got good grip and his technique's working well. Jorge's back at him. This is a good race between the two. I'm going to have a look to see who beat who. But I've had many battles with Jorge. I think I've lost most of them. So they're having a good battle, driving each other on. And John's back at him. Takes the line. I've crashed there before. So that's what I like about CX is everyone's got their own strengths and weaknesses. There was Richard Warner going by there. Everyone's got their own strengths and weaknesses, where they're strong and where they're not. I guess it's generally it's the top people who are strong in every aspect, but most other riders they have definite strengths. Whether you're better at running, better at cornering, better with the technical stuff. Can do really good front wheel lifts, all of that stuff. There's just a lot to be good at. So it's really tricky. I don't mean it's really tricky. It's just great you have that amount of variation in a race. You know, so it's not anyone can beat anyone, but you know, there's a lot of. It's not like car racing or something like that where yes, driver skill matters. I don't want to get involved in a debate about this, but you know, the car really matters. Whereas here, you know, the bikes do matter. You know, especially the tyres, but there's so much is down to the skill and the attributes of the rider and the fitness. You know, which is great here. Well done, John. Up there nicely. And is that the rider we saw before that did that really nice turn at the start? I'm just trying to see 20. I think it said 28. I think that's 26. Richard Morgan again. And is that Paul Morris ahead? I don't know. We'll have a look. Feet out. Whoa, that's close. You just want to keep the momentum going, don't you? Oh, come on, get closer, John, so I can see the number. 30. Oh, wipe the screen. Oh, this is a screen wiping area. I think that's either 30 or 36. So if it's 30, it is. And no, well, it's not 30 because that's Andy Gardner. So it's 36. And no, well, that 36 is Tim Dawes. That's wrong as well. I know that's not Tim. So I don't know who that is the bottom line. The mud gets everywhere, doesn't it? At this, for everyone who was there, I would be very unsurprised the number of people whose washing machines are currently chugging through tons of muddy clothes. And for those inter-regional riders, did you have multiple sets of clothes to be able to have cleanish clothes for each of the races? I don't know how you did that. And there were some supremely clean bikes as well for the inter-regionals on the second day, which was amazing. Right, so John's on his third lap. Looking strong, John. And climbing up the hill, having a good race. And John said he felt strong during the race. And, what's happened there? Why did he stop there? I'm not sure. Is he still running? Maybe he got caught up. Lots of people get caught up in the barriers. Whoa, that was a. Is he riding? Surely not. But that almost seemed like a handsling. He probably did a handsling run. I've done that before, where you're running and you use a post to spin you round. There he is. Staying on your feet. Perfect. One more down and up, and then possibly back on the bike, depending on the grip. This is one of the hard things. When you get to the top and your heart rate is at its max, and then you have to do a good flying remount. It's really hard, which is why those techniques need to be good when you put them to the test in the pressure of a race. It's different doing it when your heart rate is nice and low or medium level. That's fine, but at race pace, when it's hard to coordinate yourself, it's a bloody nightmare. So back along this very wide part of the course, which is just below the pits. John's gone for the grass for a bit of grip, come up a bit higher. That's all fine, and he won't be going to the pits because he's only got one bike. There he goes. So he's having definitely a good race with that chap Richard Morgan. around here. This is a line that I take, is I'd go wide and then come back in, get a bit of grip, and then just punch it up here. Really have to try and put all the power down without without wheel spinning. There you go. Jorge's back again. Back at ya. He's a Venter rider, just like Jamie Plum. He's a Venter rider. Jamie had some fun today. Finished 27th. Well done, Jamie. And I think his son was riding the under 10s, under 12s night race. Slippy. I would have ridden down there 100% because I just want to ride it, basically. Last time it was really muddy. I rode down that slope. I think it was a bit longer as well. I think, and out of the four descents I made, I only managed to stay upright on one of them. Yeah, I'd have gone for that again today. Yeah, bike's on the shoulder. Third ascent of this wonderful climb. I once nearly fell down backwards when I kind of stood up and almost overbalanced backwards. It was touch and go. Luckily I didn't. When I was watching the under 16 girls, Peggy Knox, who I think she's Scottish, came in the lead, and I saw her come along here, and I thought there was such a big gap to the next rider. Yeah, she in the first lap she managed to put a really big gap on the field. Here we go. John's at the bottom here. What is he going to do? Is he going to do the same approach as he did last time and go run up the side, or is he going to do what Jorge seems to do very effectively, which is take a wide line, much longer, but he was able to ride. It's a really tough call, which one's actually quicker. He's definitely riding. He hasn't gone as wide as Jorge, and now he's cutting across. I think he's going to be off here. He's off and running. Run, we can call it running. It's just an absolute slog up there. Well done to all the marshals who were looking after everyone in the car park and on the course and at the crossing points. Who's that on the right? I know who it is. It's Jorge. These two, honestly. Do they have some sort of pact for camera time or something? Well done. Ah, and another white. John, you are putting me to shame. To shame. It's my own camera and I forget so often to do anything. Nice remount. John, remount. And these two locked in a personal battle of honour. Onto the grass, desperately trying to find, is it slightly less rolling resistance on the grass or on the mud? I tend to go for that as well, John. I think the mud is faster. And Jorge's probably wondering, when are you going to leave me alone? I think it was last year when I was in a race at Clanfield actually, and I was having a battle with Rich Warner, and I tend to come good in the second half of the race, and I was catching Rich, and he as we were going through kind of ups and downs bits sort of thing, he shouted at me, "Leave me alone," which I thought was really amusing, and I couldn't catch him that day, which was a bit of a shame, but it was quite funny. But sometimes you just want to get ahead of people and you want them to just disappear, but sometimes they just keep coming back. So this is one of the John and Jorge's race, it is. I just want to get ahead, but there's so little difference between them. It is so hard to actually, get a gap, which is brilliant. I mean, that's what you want in racing. We're racing people who are, um, you know, you are locked to, and you can have a really good battle, push yourself to the limit, and yeah, and have a good, exciting race, which this one clearly was. I mean, it's not a boring course, is it? It's a course that has got lots of technical challenges, and it mixes it up. Add the conditions, and you've got something that is going to really challenge many riders. I've already said it, but I really wanted to see the juniors and the elite riders ride this at full gas to see how they handle it, because you know they probably wouldn't be braking much, would they? At places like this where I would be. John's riding it really well. A lot of confidence there. Doesn't look like he braked at all, and he's going to ride up here. And that's exactly how I like to ride it. Use the gradient of the hill to slow you down rather than using any brakes. Then you're higher up on the hill. Um, you don't have to climb that bit because the momentum's taking you up there. That's how I like to ride it, and I think it's really effective. And you can get a gap on people. And he's riding this really nicely. He's probably looking back on the zigzag to the right and saying, "Oh, how close is Hallgate?" And probably not that far at all, given the yo-yo effect that's been happening here. So this is it's the last lap. It's the last lap. So I imagine John's gone full beans here because he's thinking, I just need to survive a little bit longer. Um, over the log, over the second log, and he's taken the low line, which I think is better. A bit faster, a real slog. So here, and sharp turn, but still with enough pace. He's gone for the grass. Oh, he's just topped out there, but he hasn't lost much time, maybe a couple of seconds. But what did Jorge do? Is he right behind? Good momentum, hasn't lost any much speed there. Oh, what's happened there? Oh no! And there goes Jorge probably. Yeah. Oh no, that's the other guy. He pitted. Right, this is what. Oh, there goes Jorge. Oh, John had got a good gap. He's lost. What's that? 10, 15 seconds at least. And what had happened was his chain came off, and it's probably absolutely clogged with all the mud. This is the challenge of one biking it. Is you got to deal with this sometimes. What a shame. So he's probably just got his gloves or hands covered in mud. He's lost 20 seconds and two places. So, oh, what a shame! What a shame. This is the challenge of CX. So John finished 33rd, and Hallgate and Richard passed him there. Um, so yeah, so he could have finished 31st, just behind Richard Lewis, who I was pitting for, finished 30th. Still a great result, John. Absolutely superb. Let's just see the end of it. I'm probably hoping no more chain offs. I wonder what happened. Did it chain cut? Did it come off, or did it get absolutely clogged? Don't know. Catch up with you sometime. Um, yeah, you were definitely on for a faster lap than that. And yeah, you've just finished ahead of Matt Smith, who is really quick. So still a fantastic ride. that is turning that corner at the bottom is actually quite hard. Sometimes I've run from the corner because I just couldn't turn. Wow, John, you are really putting me to shame. A double clean while you're running, amazing. I should put the camera on your bike more often than mine. Remount. Oh, no, he's not remounting. He's running, of course, because that was impossible to ride. Well, not impossible. I did see some of the front runners kind of riding it and handslinging it, but there didn't seem to be anything in it. I couldn't say which was faster, but yeah, there's Jorge. John's probably going, oh, I was 10 seconds ahead of you, and now I am at least 10 seconds behind, probably a bit longer. Remount. Look at the ground, is getting really cut up, so actually quite hard to ride on, but John's clearly riding, his mud tyres are working well. I think Paul Lloyd must really love these conditions. Paul won at Southampton last week in the Wessex League, Crabwood CC, in similarly very muddy conditions. He was flying, and Andy Goddard came second in that race, and Andy was flying this race too. He absolutely flies. Yeah, I think he downplays his his ability sometimes. He's bloody good. God, that would be a fantastic goal to get close to Andy. Oh, gotta be next season goal. But yeah. Anyway, I'm rambling. Up the climb. I'm on my way to the pits now because Richard's gone by, so I want to go to the finish, and John needs to get away, so I need to get my camera off his bike quickly. So John's probably still pushing it, thinking you never know, someone might come off, have a bit of a mishap, and I might catch up because anything can happen in CX. Oh, he's ridden that down there. And run up and down there. I'd have done that because I just wouldn't have the skills to get up and down it. And maybe that was the fastest way to do it anyway. On the bike and then down here without crashing. John hasn't crashed at all. At all. Which is amazing. Consistency, that's what you want in CX, and he's certainly got it. Yeah, final layout here. Sometimes when you're at the bottom of the hill, you see somebody ahead of you. You think they're only a few paces away. They're only halfway up the hill, but it takes so long to go up here. It's really hard to catch up. I mean, trying to catch up on the hill takes immense cardiovascular effort to do it, and when you're on the limit after a few laps of this, it's you've got to be a really good runner. You need to be a fell runner. And I imagine, well, actually, as I said before, to all V40s, you were lucky to race at this time. You know, if John had raced at the end of the day, his bike would be 6 or 7 kilos heavier with all the mud that would be on it. But thankfully, most of it was coming off because it was still wet, wet and slippery. That's definitely my favourite mud conditions, the slippery mud rather than the sticky mud. That's just no fun for anybody. Look, there's Hallgate. Oh, he's not that far ahead, but he doesn't look it. And John, caught up that sort of gap before, but now it's just the pain of this climb and trying to get some more pace and speed here. Well, it's lung busting, and it's only a short turn here. Oh no, of course it's the up and downy bits. So he's one U bend behind, 1.5, and it's the nationals, so everyone's good. So you don't get too many mistakes, despite the conditions. Whoa, that's a slip. So yeah, it's very hard to catch up. I rode Paynton before I broke my ribs, and after the first, I'd say third of the lap, there was no movement of position, pretty much, because everyone's going pretty much the same speed, apart from the people at the right at the front and the people right at the back. Everyone else is together. So the final slight off camber bit, John's no doubt burning everything he's got, trying to keep the pace going, and then it's going to be to turn the right and then the climb and the left, and then Jorge's just there. He's probably thinking, please crash so I can get my place back. Whoa, he's going fast down there, braking hard here. Oh, he's not far off, is he? There he is. And the gap was, he's just crossing the line now. It was 14 seconds. That's 14 seconds. So, yeah. Well done, John. Well done, everyone who raced today. There's the checker flag. Lloyd Spank National Trophy Cyclocross Series British Cycling. That was Alan holding the there's Sam Genesini going to pre-ride. Everyone's on the course trying to pre-ride. There's Richard Lewis on the left there, absolutely destroyed. There was Rich Warner, absolutely destroyed. That was James Alloway. Rich's hands are causing him a lot of pain. That was also in the yellow jersey. That was the series leader. Adrian Lansley, of course, who also world champion.
Well, it was good fun.
That's me.
Well done, mate. That went well.
That was good fun. Just the last lap, the chain came off.
Oh.
Well, I couldn't get it back on because all the things broke.
Oh, mate.
I lost like definitely 2 places.
Yeah,
probably.
you were ahead of Jorge, weren't they? You were ahead of Jorge, and then.
It was good fun. That it was enjoyable. I was looking forward to it. The girls felt strong as well.
Yeah. You look good. It's good.
Usually there's places where I think people are just going past you off on their back. Today, yeah, the running was the worst.
So I'll probably call it there. Well done to everyone, to all the riders, to the organisers, the volunteers, the marshals. It was a tough weekend for everybody because of the conditions. Some things you can't control, but I think it was still a great cyclocross weekend. So see you everyone, enjoy the video and see you another time. Cheers, bye.